I don't think what he said was a diss at all. He's literally, I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Tell me where's the diss, where's the poking of the bear, where's the I want a new beef now and I want it to be against Lil Wayne. Where do you get that in that?
Turn to the side, let me see. Damn, I think we all could agree. You and your friends, I'll count it to a 3. And you looking even better here with me. We don't need no dinner, you the no boo. Tell me where you're from, girl, is your logo? Got a couple dollars we could blow through. Take a couple trips, yeah, I can show you. Jump in my Impala, get the backseat going. We just let the top down, getting top now, hold it.
That song you just heard is my new joint. It's called Blow a Bag. You can find it on all streaming platforms. Just search Holliewood, Blow a Bag. Add it to your playlist. Send it to your friends. Run that thing on up. Let's get ready to get into what's hot in these blogs. First things first, Kendrick K. Dot released a surprise album this week called GNX, named after a popular car made by Buick that Kendrick is a fan of. And if you see the album cover for GNX, he's standing in front of that particular car. And it's 12 songs. This is Kendrick's 6th album. He got a lot of things off his chest. This is the first major project. He put out little songs here and there, but this is the first full-length official album since, you know, the whole Drake Kendrick beef, and the first album since Kendrick has been announced that he's going to be headlining the Super Bowl next year. And we know a lot of people had a lot to say about Kendrick being chosen. The fact that the Super Bowl is in New Orleans, a lot of people wanted Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne himself has expressed his disappointment numerous times for the matter, and Kendrick addressed it in this album. Is a song that Whacked Out Murals, and in it, he addresses the Super Bowl controversy. I'm gonna give y'all the lyrics on what he said regarding Lil Wayne. He said, I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. That's light, right? It's not a diss or nothing. He's basically saying he idolized Wayne, and if you know, you know. Kendrick used to be rapping Lil Wayne lyrics on video, on camera, online around the time when Lil Wayne was saying that he wanted to retire from music. So it's no surprise that Kendrick is or was a fan. So yeah. Then he said some other things, and then another line he said, I got the Super Bowl and Nas the only one congratulating me. All these agitated, and I'm glad it's on their faces. So I don't think what he said was a diss at all. He's literally, I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Tell me where's the diss, where's the poking of the bear, where's the I want a new beef now and I want it to be against Lil Wayne. Where do you get that in that? I'll tell you where. The internet. The internet is going to internet at the end of the day. I think the internet is full of influencers. And all influencers, they aren't the ones that got 10 million followers. Influencers are the ones who got 30 followers in their mama basement typing out on a private page. And if enough of them get together, they're going to start pushing this narrative like, oh, word, look what Kendrick said. Oh, Lil Wayne, he trying to get you, blah, blah, blah. And if enough of them do it, words getting back to Wayne, here we go. Wayne responded to Kendrick's lyrics. So Wayne tweeted, he said, man, what the F I do? I just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me, love. That's funny. It's funny because it's like I think you are dragging it. I don't think what Kendrick said was anything to warrant that response. But hey, if smoke is wanted, smoke will be had. And I'm here for it regardless, because the Drake and Kendrick beef was one for the books. And rap beefs are a staple in hip hop at the end of the day. It happens. As long as it stays on wax, it's all good. And hey, if you want the smoke, if Kendrick is down for the smoke, let's get it on. But yeah, I just feel like Lil Wayne let the internet influence how he interpreted what Kendrick said. I feel like Kendrick didn't say anything disrespectful or, like I said, poking the bear, or poking the giant, whatever, like Lil Wayne said. Yeah, I think the internet is just influencing because of what they heard, what they wanted to hear out of that. But at the end of the day, Kendrick is basically saying, whatever, it is what it is, and I'm happy everybody's showing who they are. And if y'all want the smoke, it's the smoke. That's basically what Kendrick said in a nutshell throughout that song on Whacked Out Murals. So we'll see what comes of this. I guess it's safe to say my hope that there was a chance for Wayne to still come out on that stage during Super Bowl is gone easily. That's out. So there's that. GNX, the album, has 12 joints, including this song called Squabble Up. But I think my ultimate favorite track off of GNX is the song called Gloria. It's the very last song off the album. It features SZA. As someone who raps, as someone who writes, and I personally, I have a lot of lyrics that I feel like people won't get off the first listen. It probably, a lot of things would just go over your head if you, it would probably take listening to it again to really get like some of the double entendres or just like metaphors even. And with somebody like Kendrick, he is great at doing just that. So I appreciate the lyricism whenever an artist creates music that you have to listen to it again and then you catch something like, oh shit, okay. Or you may not even catch it at all, but I appreciate that. So with Gloria, it's a metaphor. It could be dissected in many ways. It's like a love story. On surface level, you would think he's talking about his wife, but I think that he's talking about the music and the pen. And I think Gloria is just another way of saying like glory, I guess. And I think when you listen to it and listen to it from the perspective of him talking about his pen and writing and what the pen did for him and how he almost left it and how the pen and what he put out was telling him like, I made you, like I did this. Listen to it from that perspective. See if you feel how I feel about it. But because of that, Gloria is definitely my favorite song on GNX. So a lot of people are raving about this album. A lot of people I see got it on repeat. Samples. I think Kendrick got so many samples on this album, and it must be nice. Because as an artist, we know sampling is, I feel like sampling is a cheat code, and that's not like a diss, is a dope thing, but it's just so hard to get samples cleared. So to see artists have the opportunity to just put out what they want with the samples they want. He samples one of my favorite songs from SWV, Use Your Heart, on the song Heart Part 6. So yeah, it's a lot of samples. And Luther Vandross, he samples on one of the songs. It was actually called Luther, I believe. Yeah. Worth checking out for sure. GNX by Kendrick. Let's see what comes of this whole Lil Wayne response. If Kendrick chooses to respond again, low key, Lil Wayne might just release something and say something and kick it off. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But fast shouts to Kendrick. GNX is out right now. Check it out. Let's move on. What else is hot in these blogs? Let's talk about Diddy. We got an update, another update. Diddy's attorneys are still pushing to get your boy released. They put in another request for bail. This is probably the 11th one, and the judge is gonna decide ASAP. It depends when you're watching this video. He may have already made the decision, but the decision is said to be made on November 25th. So pending when you're watching this, the judge may have made his decision, but the attorneys, they're pushing. They're pushing to get your boy out. Another $50 million bond is on the table. I've spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. They're offering to have the phones, no internet, monitored 24/7, visitor log handed over, passports handed over for him and his family. There's a lot they're putting on the table. We'll see if the judge decides this time. It was supposed to be, the decision was supposed to be made last week, but the judge pushed it back to get more info from both the prosecutors and the defense. So we'll see what happens. I was reading something that said the judge, because initially Diddy's attorneys was trying to get Diddy to be on house arrest at the home. I think it was the crib in Miami, I want to say initially. But the judge, what I'm reading now, according to Forbes magazine, they say the judge is open to potentially releasing Diddy to confinement with around-the-clock security at a 3-bedroom apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side. So, I mean, that's still not jail. And so we'll see if they do that. Prosecutors, on the other hand, they feel Diddy is a threat still. They feel that Diddy is trying to, even while in prison, in jail, influence potential witnesses. They're accusing Diddy of using other inmates' phone calls, paying them to use their phone calls to influence and call other people. I don't know how true it is, the accusations, but that's what they are accusing him of. Diddy did have a win this week, I guess you could call it, where prosecutors were ordered to turn over these documents. They raided Diddy's cell apparently recently. They claimed they were doing this raid to prevent use of like drugs and weapons, etc. But while in there, they apparently took pictures of confidential documents that Diddy may have had in his cell. And Diddy's lawyers are arguing that that is violating the client-attorney privilege. And the judge agreed and ordered them to get rid of any copies they have of these handwritten notes that they got while in the cell. So that's a W, I guess. A win is a win. One of the arguments in Diddy's defense and why they are pushing for bail again is because of the Abercrombie and Finch CEO. It was revealed recently that he got bail and he was facing similar charges to what Diddy is facing. And he was able to get bond and bailed out for $10 million. And Diddy facing these same crimes. Why is he being held and his bail and bond being denied, but the Abercrombie and Finch CEO is able to be out? A lot of people hate when race come up, but if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, probably a duck. And of course, the Abercrombie and Finch CEO is a white man. So there's that. Yeah, let's see what happens. I think they have a good argument, especially when you compare it to that. And when you look at what they are offering up, is like I personally feel like is no real reason to deny it. Like your man's is basically offering anything except his boxers at this point. So it's like to keep him in there is really just to keep him in there and to teach him a lesson at the end of the day. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. What else I wanted to mention regarding this situation with Diddy? Oh, prosecutors also was accusing Diddy of orchestrating this birthday phone call that was posted on Diddy's birthday. It was a phone call, you probably seen it, where all his children were in a room and they had Diddy on speaker, and his youngest baby, the cutest baby, was singing happy birthday to Diddy through the phone. And he's saying, you know, I love y'all, see y'all soon, blah, blah, blah. Prosecutors are accusing him of intentionally putting that out to try to sway potential jurors. And I'm like, out of all of the many lawsuits that has been coming out about Diddy, where Diddy's lawyer has tried to get a gag order in place so that these people, you could still file your lawsuits, but that y'all can't be talking to the press. Why? Because that could potentially sway jurors. And the judge decided, let them talk. If y'all could be okay with that being put out there, it's like, how dare y'all accuse him of putting this video out there to try to sway jurors? Y'all don't think that all of these other lawsuits is gonna potentially sway jurors as well? Fair is fair, right? So that's my thing on it. If y'all are gonna continue to allow people to publicly put out their accusations against Diddy, then he should be able to publicly put out birthday videos. If that's even the real reason. I don't think that was the case. I mean, me personally, as a juror, potential juror, I wouldn't have looked at that birthday video and feel like, oh, let me let him out. Like if he's a monster, he's a monster, and I'm gonna vote guilty. At the end of the day, that video wouldn't sway that. But on the other hand, hearing many different lawsuits being put out in the press, unfounded yet, would sway me more than a happy birthday video. So someone said it actually made me more upset with him. Your family needs you and you're out acting a damn fool. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Another thing real quick regarding Diddy, the sidebar is Shine is putting out a new documentary where he's basically accusing Diddy of forcing him, or I guess making him take the fall for that infamous shooting that happened back in '99. We all know the case by now. Shine ended up serving time in prison, ended up being deported, all of that. And he's accusing Diddy in this new documentary of orchestrating the ordeal and paying people to testify against him and making him take the fall. Diddy's lawyers has sent a cease and desist for the documentary, and it's not to get it to not air. That's not the goal of the cease and desist, but it's to ensure that the facts are presented within it. I don't know how that's going to go, because if you looked at the trailer, it looks like it's ready to go right now. I don't know when it's supposed to air, but I don't know what this cease and desist is supposed to do. If the goal isn't to get it removed, you want them to go back in and edit it or edit some stuff out. I'm not sure, but the cease and desist is in the works. Someone said those lawsuits are civil. Are prosecutors responsible for that regarding the Diddy lawsuits? I would say they're not responsible for it, but if the judge is going to deny the gag order, I guess, for them to be able to be presented publicly in the press, then it definitely is a gain on the prosecutor's end, because it is not a good look at the end of the day, regardless. And at the end of the day, they're just accusations until they are played out in court or he's found guilty of them. They're just accusations. But yeah, I think that's all I got for Diddy. We'll see if he gets his bail approved this time, or if they'll have to go again. By the time they smell these bail requests, the trial will be here and he would have waited it out. But we'll see what happens. Let's move on. Last but not least, switching gears to politics. We know 45, aka Trump, is picking people for his cabinet, picking a bunch of unqualified individuals. I spoke about this last week. You could check it out. But one of the picks, he chose Matt Gaetz, who he chose for Attorney General, who was facing his own accusations. The whole ethics committee was investigating and looking into some misconduct where he alleged to have had sexual relations with a minor. And news broke that it wasn't just one time, that it was a second time that wasn't on record, allegedly. So that came to light and it prompted your boy Matt Gaetz to withdraw. He pulled his name out of the hat for Attorney General. And I'm like, would you look at that? A conscience? Good on you. Good on you. One crook down, 50 more to go. How many of them more to go there is? You know, if you look at Matt Gaetz' face, he definitely looked like he belonged in Whoville, for sure. Now he can return to Whoville. Dr. Seuss head looking at now. But yeah, I don't know which other unqualified individual Trump will choose to replace Matt Gaetz, but time will tell. Matt said in a statement he didn't want to prolong unnecessary controversy and didn't want to be a distraction, which honestly, that reads to me like he was likely forced out. Like they probably told him, you know what? You're a little too hot. You're a little too hot. We like our criminals to be more low key. You're a little too hot, so we need you to step down, withdraw. It'll look better you withdrawing than us just picking somebody else and it coming out later. Someone said he was not going to get the votes and was apparently told. Yeah, because like I mentioned when I spoke about this last week, for a lot of these picks, they could only afford to lose 3 of the Senate votes because they need 50, and a lot of them got to be confirmed through the Senate. So there we have it. They knew they wasn't going to get it. I'm curious with the other people who are unqualified, who a lot of the senators have already expressed their, I guess, dissatisfaction with them being chosen, like RFK and the other guy spoke about last week. So I'm curious to see how their confirmation goes. But one down. Let's see who's next. I think that's going to conclude what's hot in the blogs for this week. Thank you for watching. If you rock with your boy, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, it's called Holliewood and Friends, which means I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the topics I just discussed. I appreciate you. New episodes every Monday night. Until next time, deuces.